is Achieng Opio. This is where we talk about parenting. It's not what?
The finish line.
Oh, good. Okay. It's 500 meters.
Hello viewers, welcome back to our number one channel.
Hello guys, welcome back. My name is Achieng Opio. This is where we talk about parenting, and this is where we make you rich with parenting knowledge. This is also where we say parenting haina manual. So when you join our YouTube channel, you get to learn a thing also, and then we get to learn from you as well. And today it's a nice conversation, a conversation I'm hoping that you get useful. When you do so, please do not hesitate to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, do not hesitate to, like and comment, and also share with your friends if you think our conversation is worth it. So today I'm going to talk about relationship between you as a parent and you as a child, right? So we want to see what is it that hinders our relationship with our children to becoming something good, something nice, something lovable, something that your neighbor can look at and admire. I am sure you normally, or more often than not, you look at yourself and you tell yourself, I want to be a role model to my children. I want to be the best mother. I want to be the best father. But how do you show your roles? How do you play your roles the best way? How do you show the best character that will let your child enjoy being your child, and your neighbors enjoy you being a parent, and also even get to learn from you? Also, as a parent, I know there are so many hard things that you would like to do, lakini unashindwa. Hizi vitu ni ngumu sana. So now what do I do? You go asking yourself those questions, and then you are just like, I need to find out the best thing to take care of my child. I need to find out the best thing to do to take care of my child. I need to be the best mother. And then I'll just throw a question to you, and you will just tell me what you think. Have you ever noticed some changes in your children? A change of mood, change of character, developmental changes. Those things that you look at your child and you're wondering, huyu aliwahi change lini? Jana tu I was seeing her as a small kid. Now she is out of control. He is out of control. And what do you do when you realize that there are such changes in your children? Do you ask your children questions? Do you, after noticing this, just speak to them and then tell yourself, this thing that is happening, I need to sit down with this child? Do you take time to sit down with your child and ask them several questions, and also just making sure that this child that you are asking questions is responding to your question? What is your best approach? What is the best way to ask questions that your child will not see as if you're trying to bother them or coercing them to tell you things that they do not want to tell you? So I have a few notes here scribbled, and there are several questions, just like I'm asking you. Do you understand your child? Children are just like you. When you are a child, they go through a number of changes in their bodies, right? So today she's a child, tomorrow she's a pre-teenager. First they were infants, then babies, then children, then pre-teenagers, then teenagers, and then young adults, and then an adult. And all this, they require us to understand them, okay? Because these are stages that will obviously cause a change in someone, okay? There are stages that will obviously bring about several changes in their body, emotionally, physically, mentally, and so in so many ways. Do you understand that? Do you normally sit down, as I've asked, do you normally sit down and discuss these small things with them? Do you normally be into their get into their shoes, go back to the days you were a baby, or a teenager or a pre-teenager or a young adult and tell yourself, when I was a baby, this was the way that I handled myself and this was the way that I carried myself about. So these things may not happen the same way, they may not be the same, but what are you doing to ensure that you handle them with uttermost care? Okay, so that they don't feel left out and so that they don't feel coerced or they don't feel like you're being ruthless to them. The other thing that I want to ask is, do you listen to your child? How often do you just sit down with your child, just listen to them, just let them speak, let them pour out their hearts and just let them tell you what they think. They share their ideas and also just tell you that what I am going through is 1, 2, 3. Do you listen? Do you give a listening ear? I want to tell you something, parents. When I was growing up, no one ever listened to me. When I was at some point in my life going through so much, I was accused and no one ever put me down to ask me what is happening. Everyone just accused me. Everyone just saw me as the little devil or that person who was doing things that were unwanted. But no one ever took a single minute to just listen to me, to just ask me questions, to just even tell me that what you are going through, it shall be well someday. No one did that. The next question is, do you support your children's ideas? You see, your children can come home with several ideas that they expect you as a mother, as a father, as a guardian, as an uncle, as an auntie, as a grandma. They expect you to support their ideas. Do you often do that? Do you let them pour out their ideas to you? I have realized that this generation of children that we are raising is not like us when we were children. They can ask questions, wanaweza pinga, na wako na pingamizi mingi sana. So wanaweza pinga what you are telling them. It's not that they are being rude or something. They've just been raised into a different generation. They just want to understand more and understand best. And it's different, as we never had an opportunity to ask. By the time you're asking another question, ile slapita hapa, manze ni kuanguka utaanguka. And then you're just wondering, now how do I deal with this? So you have to deal with it today differently. Understand them, listen to them, ask them questions, and also go through together with them, go through the changes that are taking place in their bodies, in their lives, in their heads. Some of them have so much changes happening in their heads na hata hawajielewi. Anyway, are you approachable as a parent? That's another good question that you should ask yourself. Am I approachable? Can my child come to me and say, "Mommy, I need to ask you a question. Daddy, can we have a conversation?" Or are you the lion of the house? Unajua ile simba marara anangojea tu kutafanyika nini so that I bring my clothes and bring them and crush them, or even have them as a flesh. So as a prey. So I'm trying to talk to you as a parent. Listen to your child, okay? Be approachable, be friendly, give your child an opportunity. Give your child a friendly, warm, approachable face. That way, your child will speak to you. That way, your child will tell you those things that are bothering them. That way, the child will hear from you before they go hearing from someone out there. And I would wish that you take this step and be that approachable person, approachable parent whose child can go to before they decide to go to the neighbor or before they decide to go to the teacher. I know teachers we've neglected our responsibilities as parents, and most parents have decided mimi wangu atalelewa na mwalimu na house girl. But these are not things you want to do like that. If you want to be the best parent, you can never be perfect, but if you want to be closer to perfection, then you will have to be that approachable parent whose child can come to, and you just have a simple conversation, that which will bring the child closer and closer each day. Again, do you take interest in your child? Do you care? Do you invest in them even emotionally? Do you hug them? Are you the first one to tell your child how much you love them, how much you care for them, how much they can come and cry on you, on your shoulder? Do you offer them a shoulder to lean on when they are broken? Because who told you children don't get broken? They do. And when they do, they want to have you there. They want to see you there as their to-go-to person, as their sponge, that they'll come and soil your shoulder with their tears, and you won't get mad because you're investing emotionally in them. You're investing, you're caring, you're loving, and still you're making sure that you're their friend, but still their mother and their father, and everything else that a child will need from you. That's another good question that you need to answer to us. Do you get involved in their privacy? I know most of us think privacy ya mtoto ni yake. Do you walk into their bedroom and just check what they're looking at? Do you check the cartoons that they're watching and just know that this cartoon that they're watching is legally acceptable according to their age? Do you walk around and make sure that the book your child is reading, you've perused and gone through to ensure that that book is legally acceptable according to her age? Are you that parent who makes sure that everything that is happening in your child's life, you are in copy? You should. If you are not, or if you've not started, you should not invade too much, but please just interfere a bit. Just make sure that you're talking to your child, you're getting to know what is best for the child, okay? So that tomorrow when your child grows up, your child goes out there, your child is in a boarding school, your child is married, they're facing challenges, then you are there for them, and they can come back to you and you can listen to them. The other point that I want to talk about is just avoid repeating one thing all the time. Are you that parent who says one thing over and over again? Or are you that parent who calls and then speaks about it and then it gets finished? You know, when you are just telling your child that, hey, hapa ulikosa sana, then that ends like that. If you are going to, whip them, you whip them and that's just over? Or do you remind them the same mistake over and over again? Do you beat your child over and over again, making them get used to viboko? You should ask yourself such questions. We are creating relationship, and for you to create the best relationship, you also need to know how to go about it. It is not an easy thing, but we have to do it, okay? Do you know when to interfere and when not to? Have you ever sat down and leaned back and just thought, at this point I really do need to interfere? I have realized that my two children, they like fighting a lot, but I know when to go in and just say enough is enough, correct whatever I need to correct, and then walk away. And I also know when to just let them fight, and also just when to let them do their thing, because not all the time siblings fight a lot. Like it said, I used to fight a lot with my brother, a lot, and all the time we were fighting, and especially when we were home. But when we went to school and anyone tried to beat me up, then my brother was always there trying to correct this issue, and is like, no way, you can't beat my sister. So you can imagine tukiwa home we are like enemies. Okay, not enemies as such, but we used to fight. But lakini tukiwa shule or somewhere in the public, then you cannot touch my brother's sister, who was me. So he was there to defend me, but we also used to fight a lot. So do not interfere in your children's privacy so much. You interfere a bit to just get to know what is going on in their lives and what they are hiding from you, because I can assure you as a parent, your child is hiding a lot from you. And okay, as I close this conversation, guys, it was nice to have you tuned in. I want to appreciate you as a parent for joining us today, and I just want to tell you that these conversations, they go on, and the more we listen, the more we learn, and the more we get to know that there is that best thing that we can do. There is a way to better our very best. It is very hard to become the best parent, but it is possible to become that parent who is always approachable, understanding, welcoming, caring, loving, and that one who is giving a listening ear. Because when you never listen, you will never get to care, you will never get to understand, you will never get to love, you will never get your child approaching you to tell you anything. So I pray that you get to understand your child, get to listen to them, and just ensure that every time you're doing something good to your child and for your child. Thank you very much. If you've not subscribed, please take this special, beautiful opportunity to hit on the notification bell as you subscribe, so that every time we post a video, you are the first one to get notified. Thank you, and see you in our next video. Bye.